Good morning on this sunny autumn day here in Seattle. Today I am going to take you to Ballard, one of the city's most popular neighborhoods to live in and to visit. I'm going to explain why I think it's so popular and why I personally love checking out this neighborhood, but why I don't live there personally. So let's go. One of the things that makes Ballard such a livable city is the easy transportation access. There are buses to and from Ballard to the downtown area. There's an express bus that runs really regularly. You can get easily to Wallingford and Fremont. You can also really easily get to UW. There's also a great bike network there, so if you want to bike to work, to downtown or over to Fremont, there's bike lanes and bike paths that allow you to get here super easily, and it's one of the flatter neighborhoods in Seattle, so a little bit less leg power required as well. Speaking of leg power, Ballard is also a super walkable neighborhood, despite the amount of construction that's always going on. Most things run down the main street, Market Street, and then off of Market Street you have all these other side streets where there are tons of bars and restaurants, and you can walk pretty much everywhere. Before I could do anything, coffee was required. Ballard is packed with great cafes, one of the many reasons I find myself here midweek to co-work with friends. I came here on a Sunday, which is the best day to visit Ballard because that's when the farmers market is on. I've been wanting to try those sandwiches for so long, but every time I go, the line is so long. So I walked past and there was nobody in line, so I got in and so worth it. Those sausages, wow. Highly recommend. There are so many things to do in Ballard. You can stay in the area and still have fun doing things like going bouldering. They have ceramics classes. You have the Locks, which I'm at right now, which is a beautiful green space where you can go and watch the boats come through the locks. It's also where the salmon go jumping up from the Puget Sound into Lake Union, so it's really cool to watch that a couple times a year. If you're a runner, again with the bike trails, you have all of these running paths. The Burke Gilman, which is a really popular trail that runs through several neighborhoods, it starts here or ends here, depending on your perspective, in Ballard, right at the beach. So it's awesome for running on these beautiful autumn days. In addition to good cafes and a fantastic Sunday farmers market, Ballard also has tons of amazing restaurants, really great bar scene. It's one of my favorite places to come as a craft beer lover. They have this whole neighborhood that's home to, I think, more than a dozen craft beer bars, so that is really awesome. There's also just such a great variety of restaurants. You have Indian food, Mexican food, good old-fashioned American diners, barbecue, bagels, burritos, fresh seafood places where you can have oysters. It really goes from bottom to top. There's biscuit places, there's great food trucks that hang out around the breweries. So you have a lot of choice and a lot of price variation too. You can find budget eats, you can also spend a ton. It's all available to you. Another reason I find myself in Ballard pretty frequently is the great shopping. There are so many unique boutiques, independently owned stores selling books, clothing, thrifted stuff. There's an awesome consignment shop. Obviously you have the Sunday market, which is so good. Just so many great places to support local businesses, but also a great way to find things that are maybe one of a kind or that there aren't a ton of, so you're not showing up at work wearing the same thing as 100 other people, which is always ideal for me, but that does mean that it is costly. Shopping in Ballard is definitely not cheap. There are some bargains to be had at the secondhand bookstore. There's some really awesome thrift stores where I have found some really cute stuff for pretty good prices, but overall the vibe is upmarket, kind of bougie, shall we say. Now, if this was a countdown for best reasons, with the last one being number one, the best, and I've saved the best for last, because the number one reason that Ballard is one of my favorite neighborhoods, why I'm here so much, it's not the traffic noise, that's for sure. It's the beach. There are very few sandy beaches in Seattle, and Golden Gardens is one of them. You can follow the Burke Gilman bike trail to get here, but I prefer to walk along the road because before you get to the beach, you have to walk past this, but then you get to walk past this. The first time I came to Golden Gardens, it was the middle of winter. I had just moved to Seattle. I'd only been there a couple of weeks. It was freezing. The wind was blowing in my face. I had my coat on and my hat and my scarf wrapped around my face. I looked out across at the Olympic Mountains and I couldn't believe that this beautiful place is home. So yeah, Golden Gardens has a pretty special place in my heart. So if Ballard's so great, then why don't I live there? The very simple answer to that question is that it just doesn't make sense location-wise for the commute that my boyfriend does every day for work. He works on the east side of the city, so you're adding another 20 to 25 minutes, especially at rush hour, onto your commute from where we are in sort of the Wallingford, Fremont area. So in order for him to be able to spend more time at home and for us to spend more time together, it makes us both happier for us to live in a place that's easier for his commute. The longer answer is that because Ballard has pretty much everything that you need, at least with my personality, I think that I would become part of this Ballard bubble where you spend most of your time in that neighborhood, not branching out, not bothering to go elsewhere because you have everything that you need and that you could possibly even want. And lots of things that you don't need or want, but are there at your disposal. For a lot of people, that is perfect. If you are working remotely, or you can work from home, or you can work from cafes around Ballard, that is really perfect. If you are more than happy for everything to be within walking distance and for you to be able to do pretty much everything within your neighborhood, then that's ideal. But this is my first time living in Seattle. I haven't lived in a city in quite a few years, so I wanted to be able to get out to different neighborhoods, to explore downtown, to go to shows, to listen to live music, to be able to just head out to different places and have friends in different neighborhoods. So at the moment, Ballard doesn't suit my ideal lifestyle here in Seattle. So yeah, that's the longer answer. Both are true. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you enjoyed touring around Ballard and hearing what makes it such a great place to visit, to live. If you're thinking about whether or not it's for you, I hope this has helped. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, it's completely free. And I will see you next time.